Rebound to Sam Decker. 38 seconds left. Gets it over to Ryan Anderson. Yes! He gets a three! 24 threes, a new franchise, an NBA regular season record.
Beautiful. It took 61 attempts, but they got the record.
7:50 on TSN 690. It is Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. We're here till 9 o'clock. Dave Trentadue here in studio as well. Habs breakfast coming up at 8:05. Mike Boone from HockeyInsideOut.com will join us, as well as Robin Flynn of TSN 690. That clip from Friday night, where the Houston Rockets set a NBA record with 24 three-pointers, including also an NBA record 61 attempts. We'll talk about that and so much more with our next guest, former Olympian and professional basketball player. You know him as part of the morning show on Wednesday mornings, B-Ball Insider on Twitter. It is Dwight Walton. How you doing, sir?
Well, good morning, Matthew. How you doing today?
I'm well. I got that right, eh? Wednesday?
Yes, at 9:05, yes.
All right. All right. I wasn't sure about that.
Yes, you did.
Now, Dwight, I don't know if you were a three-point shooter in your day, but did you ever imagine 24 would be scored in a game in the NBA?
Well, I eventually became a decent three-point shooter as I got further in my career. But listen, the game has changed, as we all know. And Steph Curry setting a record for makes last year with 402 should just tell you where the game is going. And this was the vision that Mike D'Antoni had when he first started to coach in the NBA. He wanted his teams to be in great physical condition because he basically wanted his teams to basically outlast you as the game went on. And then by the time there was 5 minutes left or less in the fourth quarter, he wanted the opposition to be tired, especially on the defensive end. And I am not. Somebody asked me on Twitter the other day if I was surprised about the amount that the Rockets made and took in that game. And I'm not surprised because, as I said, this was the vision that Mike D'Antoni had. So he wants the floor spread. He runs high pick and roll. He has one of the best players in James Harden, who's definitely one of the leading candidates for MVP so far this season. Doing it all, scoring points, assisting, just being the orchestrator of a high-octane offensive team in the Houston Rockets. Mike D'Antoni himself probably is the leader in the clubhouse right now for Coach of the Year in the NBA. So it's fun to watch. Defensively, their team isn't the best, but they're good enough right now. And it's a different era of basketball. It's no longer get the ball on the inside to a big man like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Wilt Chamberlain or Shaq or Hakeem Olajuwon. It's spread the floor out, have a great guard who can make decisions off the dribble or score the ball himself, and let it just fall where they may on a shot that's 24 feet away from the basket. So it's definitely a new wave in terms of basketball in the world.
Chatting with Dwight Walton on TSN 690's Weekend Game Plan, going over some NBA news and notes. Dwight, is there a team right now in the NBA as we wind down 2016 that's really surprised you so far this early NBA season?
Yeah, the Houston Rockets.
All right. Move on from the Rockets. Do we have a number two?
Let me see here. Not really. It's the interesting team that going into the season, obviously for me, Matthew, were the Golden State Warriors, and we just wanted to know how they were going to blend. When you have that much star power on the offensive end on one team, your concern was there's only one basketball, and how's it going to work out? And for these guys to lead the NBA in terms of assists, to be able to score the basketball at least 120 points per game, it's an amazing thing to watch. And you knew that they were going to be, of course, one of the contenders for the championship, but you just wanted to see how it was going to work out. And many folk tried to compare this to when LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh got together. But the main difference is that all the players on the Warriors aren't ball dominators. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade were used to having the ball in their hands, and they played a similar style of basketball, and it took them a while to figure it out. And until Dwayne Wade said, you know what, LeBron, this is your squad. You take us, you lead us and take us home. That's what it finally figured out. But with the Warriors, this is how Kevin Durant wanted to play. And this is the exact reason as to why he left the Oklahoma City Thunder. He felt that his tenure in Oklahoma City had run its course, and he wanted to play basketball the way he saw the Warriors play. And for these guys to basically give up good shots to get great shots. And going into the weekend, they were leading the NBA in assists at 847 assists, and the Rockets were a distant second at 661. That should tell you how unselfish and how great and how efficient these guys are on the offensive end. So that's the surprise for me, only based on the amount of stars they have on the offensive end and how unselfish they have played so far this season.
Just wrapping up with Dwight Walton from TSN 690's basketball coverage here on Weekend Game Plan. Elsewhere, Dwight, looking at the Eastern Conference, Raptors are 18-8 right now. It's pretty good. They're sitting only a game and a half back of Cleveland. I mean, it looks like everything's kind of to script right now in the East, right? You have Cleveland at 19-6. You got Toronto at 18-8. Celtics are 14-12. They just got Isaiah Thomas back and coincidentally won a game. And Charlotte's right there. Milwaukee looks to be improved. I mean, does it not look exactly like you wanted? The only thing I could maybe point to is Chicago might be a little disappointing at 13-13.
Well, in the case of the Bulls, Matthew, I think reality has set in. At the beginning of the season, they heard all the talk. I don't know if they heard me say it, but they heard all the talk about how the roster, in terms of names, was very good, but their shooting ability, their ability to space the floor, wasn't going to be great going into the season, which is why I questioned the roster. But they got out to such a terrific start shooting the basketball that they showed signs. They were trying to show us that you guys are going to be wrong. We're going to have a great season here in Chicago. But things have basically come down to normal. They are the worst shooting three-point team in the NBA. They've got great names, but maybe the parts don't fit together. They are, I believe, either at 500 right now or one game under 500. And in terms of the Eastern Conference, it's basically right now Cleveland, Toronto, and everybody else. I think Boston will get it together and have a much better record than they have right now. But anywhere from 3 to 10 in the Eastern Conference has a chance to make the playoffs. Is that parity? Is it mediocrity? I don't know. But I think the entire NBA has basically become that way. The top of the Western Conference is strong as usual, but then you have a whole bunch of teams as well from 5 through 10 who are going to have a chance to make it to the playoffs. So whether you want to call it parity or mediocrity, whatever the case may be, it's you have a chance to win every night, basically. We all have an idea of who we think are the two contenders for the NBA Finals in terms of Cleveland and Golden State. But the rest of the NBA will definitely have a say in what happens for the rest of the season. But it's going to be a fun season, no less to watch. But I think we pretty much know who's going to get to the finals next June.
He is Dwight Walton. Catch him Wednesday mornings on the morning show here on TSN 690 at B-Ball Insider on Twitter. He's always on if you want to chat with Dwight about NBA. Thanks so much, Dwight.
My pleasure, guys. You got it. Have a great day.
Basket of bread.